Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Thomas. It is an esteemed good morning to you, Mr. Speaker, for me deliver speech, the ministry. Me just taken this office about 5 days ago. I'm new to the ministry. And on behalf of the people of North East Guadalcanal, who are listening out there on SIBC and Lord might watching on other platforms, take care because of the rainy season. By me respond a speech from the throne delivered by His Excellency the Governor General, that an address be presented to His Excellency the Governor General as follows. We, the National Parliament of the Solomon Islands, here assembled and beg leave to offer thanks for the speech which has been addressed by His Excellency on the 24th of April, which is last month. Before me go down with speech, me like joining the others for giving congratulatory messages go the MP Blo East Honiara for his successful nomination and voted in as the Deputy Speaker Blo Disala House, and more so the new Deputy Speaker Deputy Prime Minister below this side of the House and below the 50 members and below Solomon Islands. Welcome, Minister below Aviation. Mr. Speaker, time me look this binder where our katasiaram for every ministry. Me look in that page 12 and 13 him all about the Ministry of Ancilia, which is the Ministry of Commerce. Me look him the speech below Governor General as a constitutional requirement. And under the Westminster module. Number two, me look at that whole speech as the government's legislative agenda setting in place. Me look at him as me symbolizing our democratic accountability. Me look at him as one him demanding stability in governance, and me look at him as a unifying function where on that day it brings together the MPs of this House, the ministers, more so as they walk in, you could see the dignitaries, and right up or at the floors above here, you could see the public sitting there, their interest, symbolizing and letting this House know that that speech from the throne is a collective vision for this country's future, Mr. Speaker. This government has been very clear in terms of unity, in terms of transformative economic growth, and in terms of lasting prosperity. Every time me quote Lodisala 4, me always refer to my Bible. And now I will refer to it briefly on the book of Proverbs 29:18 and say, where there is no vision, the people perish. Therefore, by me backtrack first time. And me sorry that me no look him now. Those senior citizens here, when me like say thank you, look at that. Because the ministry when me overlook him got him several key economic and regulatory sectors, making it a hybrid between the productive and fundamental sectors of the economy. Suppose you look good Kamlo ministry, commerce and industries and productive sector, labor and employment and fundamental sector, immigration and fundamental sector, we have managed now border control, permits, citizenship, national security, law border and market regulations. So it makes it a cross-cutting ministry that supports both the economic development and maintaining regulatory frameworks. So how now the past governments only shaping the MCL's 25 trajectory? By me look back the 5 administrations and then by me tailoring come up to 2025. In the year 1998 and 2003, me like say thank you, Lord Sir Alan Kemakeza. 2001 and 2006, post-crisis, by me labeling him as one of those economic architects. Him take him office just after the problems of this country and him need for reviving investor confidence. And the Act of 2004, him create him now the Solomon Islands Investment Corporation, where today him structure this is a foreign direct investment policy, where by him raised here. Hemi also laid the groundwork for PESA Plus, ratified in 2020. If me look lo Prime Minister where Hemi come from constituency below me, from 2007 and 2008. Lo tenua below Hemi focus lo growth below SME. And then there was the Licensing Act of 2009, where we cut him now, the time frame for processing now, registration block of the business days here. And the first national SME policy. By me look lo, current MP Blo Central Honiara, 2011-2014, I will label him as the great labor and infrastructure reformer. Hemi laying the foundation, what we call now the seasonal workers program today. And 2014, the digitized company registration. Me like say thank you to Prime Minister of 2014 to 2017, 2019, and 2024. Is one of those geostrategic game changer. Manase Songavare. For stand Blohem, Lo China Solomon Islands Economic Pact 2022, and we can go down the list. MP Blo Small Malaita hem no more here, but by me like thanking him. And I will put him this one. To him that he is the accountability enforcer. Lo tenua blohem, hemi takem disala sector SOE sector wide approach, 2018, Anti-Corruption Act 2018. So why not me go back and me refer look at that? Because they've laid the foundations, what not by me tabling now, and what by me presenting this house, Mr. Speaker, as the new Minister for Commerce, Industry and Labour and Immigration. Me carry now this honor for assuring this house that the ministry remains committed in creating an enabling environment for the businesses to thrive. Mifala advancing initiatives for streamlining processes, for starting and operating businesses, which is critical for attracting local and foreign investment. The ministry too has embracing the importance of a stable and cooperative labor market. In this regard, Mr. Speaker, MIFALA prioritizing dialogue between employers and employees for fostering understanding and collaboration, and therefore MIFALA must recognize him as a country, must recognizing that skilled workforce hemi one fala asset blayumi. Mi sabe today hemi final day, but mi go straight lo okata programs blojinat underneath lo ministry because it is a mandate for me updating the floor on the status of the GNAT policy program under this ministry. By me just pick him up 3 or 4 because it is a bundle that if me go one by one, Loketa, I'll be standing here for the next 2 hours, Mr. Speaker. On the policy statement for ensuring and promoting industrial development, the country for enhancing trade, maximizing exports and improving economic growth through investing in infrastructure. The progress on this, number 1, is the Special Economic Zone, SEZ, whereby me tabled by the Minister tomorrow. And before by me close, by me giving you a view, lo mi fala people lo Guadalcanal, in relation where you fala label in Mamara as an SEZ, because I am the person standing here, and me one fellow with signatory lo TPA. But that it's outside until later. Mi golo Suava Economic Growth Center. Construction of market house lo they are progressing well. Even the seaweed one, we are meeting with valuers, lo ministry, lo land, and laying out of the plans, lo tuvala plesia, valuation, also lo hemi progress, lo dam site. Bami look lo lavado, cocoa factory construction, hemi now progressing in its final stages. Procurement plan for machinery and equipment, hemi submitted lo tender board for deliberation. Lo Kibiri, the Economic Growth Center, work lo contractor for the winning tender, hemi out, and now they're working on the master plan. Blogojururu, lo Isabel, I got to prepare in terms of reference, the TOR for environment and EOI for doing water survey and feasibility studies. If me go down and me look the encouragement for local innovation and accreditation and certification, partnership, one time the private sector, the progress now is that we have received the new project proposals on targeted areas. Their data have already been inputted and they are now progressing on new proposals. The ME trips, which is the monitoring and evaluation trips, only doing now for the micro, small and medium enterprises, has been supported by Subvention Grant Bill 2024 for Honiara, Central and Randall Province. Provinces where what remain would be monitored the second quarter, which is now, of 2025, worked on the M&E for the 2025 to the other provinces, hemi in place for these trips. By me look enhancing border surveillance, one-time updated technologies for providing reliable services. Progress blocketa, there is a question raised the other day. The new draft judicial immigration bill where Oli Koshtanim is progressing well, and as a ministry we are hoping to complete it by the 3rd or the 4th quarter of this year, 2025. Restructuring exercise on this policy for 25 to 2027, total of 120 immigration officers, ministry, we expect for recruiting oketa, for be part of this progress will be completed before 2027. In terms of the BMS, which is the food management system, I've got the procurement about 78 computers and on-site ready to be installed, and we like thanking the Australian government for their support of $18 million for this particular project. It has been received by the ministry. Progress in terms of visa, business visa and visa exemptions, more so on the PRC and the mutual visa exemptions, the passports and applications. Something should be online by the first week of July 2025. Project funding approved by the Pacific Immigration Development Community in terms of consultant for developing websites, the ministry. That is ongoing. Immigration, the ministry and procuring about 10,000 e-passport books, and the stock is now available. More so under this policy, 504 renewal visas for long-term, 524 new application visas for long-term. In the first quarter, there were 5 deportations made because of related visa breaches. And so it's not an easy work within the ministry. But me go down low, number 3 policy, and then I'll jump to the others. This other policy, it's to ensure that there is an enabling environment for attracting foreign investment inside the country and establishing support, one-time sound investment. That engagement in progress. The ministry has engaged him an external drafter for reviewing the F1 Act 2005, an external drafter providing copies of investment promotion and authority under legislations for neighboring countries where we will take support from the FI team. Or finalizing Section 1 of the FI Act for indicating the IPA, which is the Industrial Promotion Agency, MCLI team, only undertook him a mission trip, to Papua New Guinea, April 2005, for observing and learn about this IPA SEZ approach. And that would be part of the discussions where Bahemi tabled on this floor tomorrow. Me look at this other policy statement for encouraging mechanisms and processes and strategies for improving and promoting exports, commodity, quality, diversity, and enhancing export volume. The progress now is the country by only joining this exhibition in Osaka, where we currently on, we start in April, and will continue till October 2025. Ogata products will be showcased down there, done by Soltuna, Coconut Pacific, Islands Own Handicrafts, and more. Lo gallery, Solomon Islands, lo there. The only exhibition booth Solomon Islands by using is to promote him or for promoting country blowing to Fala, culture blowing to Fala, and products blowing to Fala. One Fala marketing officer has already left April for Japan for attending the opening ceremony of this particular expo. The national trade show where ministry has been planning for Holland will be at a week preceding the Independence Day 2025. And the last day would be on the 7th of July. Committee has been formed within the ministry for prepare for this particular event. More so, underneath of this policy, another one where ministry have been involved and by me attend and by me participate and by me exhibiting, selling of the Solomon Islands products is the China International Import Expo, CIE, which is around November of this year. There is a committee already established and they are preparing for this event. In terms of SEMA funding support, underneath the Disala program for revitalization, funds have been released on a quarterly basis. The policy statement for strengthening consumer legitimate interest and for promoting safeguarding through trader obligations, consumer protections. Underneath this particular policy, as we go down deeper, Solomon Islands, Hemi already drafting this policy, one time ADB, and was previously approved by the Cabinet in June 2018, but the AG's Chamber Office only suggesting for resubmit on the policy paper to this current GINA government. Work on the policy is resumed in 2022 after ADB gave approval for continue with the ADB funding programs. Now, since 2023, PSIDI has been working on this particular draft, and we hope for taking this particular paper to Cabinet soon. Let me, knowing that I've got colleagues waiting here, let me jump to the reform programs below ministry. And by me running down at least 6 or 7 brief updates before me resuming seat below me. Micro program number 1, micro, small and medium enterprise, the MSME bill. Second draft of the bill is completed. Final consultations of the second draft of the bill is progressing well, and the final draft is estimated to complete during the third and the fourth quarter of this year, 2025. Review of the Corporate Society Act. Policy review was done by Nathan and Associates, the US scale in 2023. This policy document to be finalized by international consultant. This has taken too long. BCD has taken steps for commencing draft policy review and hiring consultant to finalize the draft policy for Cabinet for endorsing. The cooperative ACT review will commence once this policy has been approved by Cabinet. Review of the Consumer Protection Act, we currently update this one. We are currently waiting for Cabinet approval of the Competition and Consumer Protection Policy. The policy was supported by the previous government, but our AG chambers, they asked that an LD advisor be recommended that the ministry resubmit the policy paper once again to the Cabinet for approval. And technical assistance is from the PSO, PSDI, and the ADB. So this particular program under the Review of Consumer and Protection Act, a Cabinet paper can be ready for review and by me taken go Cabinet as soon as possible. review of the Weights and Measure Act. There is a draft of National Quality Infrastructure Policy, currently finalizing the cabinet paper with draft policy for cabinet's approval. It contains a lot inside. By me giving you just a few outlines to it, there is technical assistance that will be provided by Nathans and Associate through SCALE, Yumi Service Story Blodisala USA Aid Program. We're still waiting for answers, maybe after the 90 days. Lokatakain Story Blod Donald Trump here. A cabinet paper will be submitted soon and will be reviewed by cabinet. The program under review of Trade and Disputes Act, the review of the Trade Disputes Act together with the Unfair Dismissal Act will resume mid of this year. As per schedule, the first consultation meeting with the Law Reform Commission will be held towards the end, already done, end of March. Preparations are slowly progressing for the plan review, one-time sit-to, and other registered units, lawyers and other legal officers needed for mifala work one-time oketa. Review of the labor laws, this one big one to us. The review of the labor laws is currently ongoing. The need for reviewing these laws are very important and relevant, as they most of them are outdated, and you may need for capturing now trend new industries that are entering the labor market. Miluklo review of Immigration Act 2012, review of that Immigration Act 2012 done by the Pacific Islands Immigration Secretariat. The desktop review was done in November 2018. I will recommend him. There is an existing need to strengthen and to meet the increasing demand for national security and for creating an enabling environment for trade and investment. The consultation, Mr. Speaker, was completed in 2023 with drafting policy, drafting instructions, bill explanatory notes, and all the templates inclusive, Mr. Speaker. And there is a cabinet paper for cabinet's approval that behind me go before cabinet soon. There is a new bill which will be incorporated through deportation, which is under the Immigration, Refugee Status and Determinations Administration Visa System. Looking forward that behind me come before this House. If me look lo number 10, lo disala Refugee and Determination Bill, review of the Immigration Act 2012 was done by the Pacific Islands Immigration Secretariat, Mr. Speaker. The desktop review was done in November. Recommendations, existing need for strengthening this one, and the demand for national security. Consultations completed in 2023. Drafting policy instructions, bill explanatory notes. The cabinet, there will be a cabinet paper for this. For approval in cabinet, and will go through soon and will be taken to cabinet by the person currently talking in front of you right now. Number 11, human trafficking and people smuggling bill. There is an internal organization for immigration, which is the IOM, completed literature review, look this one in 2022, and I'm going to come up one time recommendations for further strengthening this trafficking and what deal one time laws on smuggling under the existing Immigration Act 2012. Funding for this and support for this one is in place. Terms of reference and review plan consultation, drafting plan has been completed. The Passport Act, Cap 61, this one, Mr. Speaker, the existing Passport Act, Cap 61, soon will be reviewed with the new Passport Act 2012, will be repealed, sorry. That was passed in Parliament, but yet to be legally commenced in the absence of the passport regulation and passport policy. Since it's a long-standing, outstanding commencement of this issue, the ministry hemi work for fast tracking so that this particular act hemi quickly in progress for servicing people blowing to Falai. There is a lot to be said inside the ministry because there are about 10 divisions under this particular ministry. And as I said, if we go through this book, it will take you and me sitting here until the lunchtime. But me like say thank you, you for sit down and listen, because me fala work hard, the products and packaging, labeling policy. We are working on the national industry policy. We are looking at the Solomon Islands consumer competition and consumer policy paper. This is on review, and the policy paper, the documents are submitted to the PS for review. Some of these documents are ready to go before cabinet. We're looking at the MSME, micro, small, and into la lo financing policy below that one, into la lo border management system, into la lo passport policy, immigration policy, and into la lo the OHS policy, National Salary Wages Commission policy, Labor Marketing Information policy, National Export policy. The list goes on. My good people in this chamber. Ministry below me as me repeating me seleva, he me got 10 for the technical divisions here. The investment, marketing, export promotion division, development division, business, corporate, SME, register of companies, trade dispute panel divisions, labor division, immigration and e-commerce division. That is why me go back and me talk Pangio look at the past governments here, because they've laid the foundations for the platforms of this. These fella divisions here are there carrying out and supporting roles, the technical part of the ministry and only in the private sectors to achieve desired results and objectives, including the need for addressing the requirements of the legislations in regard to applicability and relevancy to intentions of the ministry and the government. Mr. Speaker, the vision statement below. Ministry, we want to become a model ministry that is exceptional, Mr. Speaker, professional, and efficient in the delivery of public services under its mandate. In support of increased investment, private sector growth, improved border security, better labor and employment practices, protection of consumer rights, promotion of fair trade and competition, and protection of indigenous reserve businesses, business opportunities. This one for ensuring that Solomon Islands attain sustainable economic development and durable prosperity for everyone. So, let me a little bit go down normal budget. Approved budget for 2025 for the Ministry of MCILI is outlined as follows. Total expenditure revenue, non-tax revenue, $95,600,091. Expenditure, the recurrent budget, SIG support, $66,826,246. The development budget, $49,193,770, which is under the SIG. Total expenditure budget for 2025 is $160,020,016. The development program, Ministry for 2025. So the ministry's 6 key development program as follows. Trade and export program was allocated with $17,550,000. Private sector and MSME department program was allocated with $8,250,000. Value adding and downstream processing program was given $6 million. MCILI reform coordination and monitoring program was allocated with $4,043,770. The SEZ, which will be tabled, and the Economic Growth Center Center Development Program was allocated with 9,350,000. E-commerce program was allocated with 4 million. And to me, the ministry can only facilitate the implementation of these priority policy areas and key activities if there is cooperation and rigorous participation of the key ministries and various stakeholders. Moreover, the ministry cannot just rely on the government budget, but has to look elsewhere for funding opportunities that can enable or support key development programs and projects. Before me wind up, me like clear him, because this is my only opportunity to do this. Before me wind him up, speech from the ministry. It has been referred on the floor on this house twice in relation to the Mamara Tasivarongo Mavo Act of 1997. Mina first citizen lo Mamara. I was the first one there before anyone come. Before the 4 members were only currently not in this house, only come. MP Blok Temotu Nende. Former Blok Temotu Nende. Former Blok North Guadalcanal. Former Blok Rendell. And former Blok Central Province. We were down there. And as a Guadalcanal person, protocol officer to the TPA, this was done in 1997. Time me too, first time me contest in election there. And when this was discussed and when we saw the actual draft that was signed then by late Columbus Ambe, Francis Ordani, Minister Lyons, the commissioner, if I could remember it right, it's somebody, Pat Lawyer, or it's off my memory now, and signatory representing the company, Hemi from Singapore. Lumifala then, Mamara is not an SDZ. We looked at it when it was discussed among us that no law is perfect at its birth. We are looking at the flaws of this particular act, but also we consider its functionality. Like all legislation, act hem garen gapia, but hem house him now for parliamentarians, former. Currently, hemi housing di salaman tok ya tu. Hemi housing the Minister of Public Service. And Mr. Speaker, hemi housing to the Deputy Prime Minister now. Hemi provide him now stability among all these political wranglings, Mr. Speaker. But me like him. Because lo mifala staka these Guadalcanal citizens, we not to let perfectness be the enemy of good. We know that laws must be functional first, then refined. Progress him demand him action, not endless deliberation. Because when we studied Mamara, as a Guadalcanal person, our duty is to build, monitor, and adapt, not waiting for flawless drafts, Mr. Speaker. At that stage, in 1997, the signatories, they did not seek perfection. They sought a framework to grow with the nation. And let us honor their legacy by applying their pragmatism that day. Mi falagarem 10 reasons why, as a Guadalcanal person, Mamara is not an SEZ. And let me go through 10 no more in 5 minutes, and then I'll go for my conclusion, Mr. Speaker. Mamara is not an SEZ because there is no SEZ designation inside the Act here. The Act is officially titled the Mamara Tasivarong Mavo Development Act 1995-1997, and then we focus on land development no more, not SEZ classification. It does not mention SEZ status, nor align with typical SEZ legal frameworks. Number one. Number two, Hemi primarily focus no more on urban development. That project is described as a mixed-use township, one-time residential, commercial, and individual industrial zones, rather than an export-oriented or foreign investment-driven SEZ. Number three, there are no special SEZ-specific incentives inside here. While the Act grants exemptions for the town from the Town and Country Planning Act, Okata Tailum Numa for expeditive construction, not to provide, as he said, style tax breaks here, or trade privileges, no customs exemptions. Hemi governed by what me understand him then as a biospoke agreement. The project can operate under a custom legal agreement between the Solomon Islands government and the Metropolis Pacific PTE Limited, unlike SEZs, which typically follow standardized national policies for multiple zones. The land use public service, no mention of export processing in core objectives or down here. The local employment over foreign investment. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, Lomifal Guadalcanal, Mamara is not an SEZ. Mr. Speaker, I now wish to take this opportunity to acknowledge the Excellency, the Governor General of Solomon Islands, our good friend from the Central Province, for his traditional speech last month on the 24th of April. Thank you to the Honourable Prime Minister for your leadership and support, which gives confidence to my ministry and for putting me in that ministry. Thank you, Prime Minister, for your confidence in myself, for implementing the mandate as clearly outlined in the GNAT policy. Me like thank him way back then, Lo April, the Chief Justice. May God bless him, you and the fellow judges and the National Judiciary as you continue to protect and uphold him the rule of law. Mr. Speaker, me like thanking you too that day. Thanking you now, Mr. Speaker. Me thank him, the ministers of the Crown. Me thank him, the leader Hemno Sidan here one time, the official opposition, my good brothers, and the leader of Independent for that side, and every MPs where you me daily come here, because that is our mandate by the Constitution and heaven. And me look down on the people where, and him bless him with the people where come for saving people blind. And we are a chosen generation, royal priesthoods, nominated and sanctioned by heaven to uplift the people of Solomon Islands. Therefore, do not miss a day coming and deliberating on issues pertaining to the people of Solomon Islands. With all this, me finally thank you for the support, and me look forward that 2025 will be a challenging but a fruition year for my ministry. God bless us all. Thank you once again, and I beg to resume my seat.